Welcome to CBSEasy.
All right, future toppers, buckle up. Welcome to the ultimate speed run for one of the most important chapters on your board exams, sectors of the Indian economy. Seriously, think of this as your cheat code to absolutely crushing this topic. Ready to hit start? Let's do this.
So, here's our game plan for today's quest. We're going to start at level 1 with the absolute basics. Then we'll check the scoreboard with GDP, tackle a tricky hidden challenge, read the rulebook on how people work, and finally, meet the big players. After all that, we'll face the final boss exam round. Let's level up our knowledge together.
Okay, level 1, let's go. We're diving straight into the fundamentals. You get these 3 sectors right, and honestly, you've built the entire foundation for the rest of the chapter. It's that important.
You know, to really understand an economy, you've got to know how it's organized first. Think of it like a giant video game map with different zones. So we classify all the economic activities into 3 main sectors, based on what's actually being done.
First up is the primary sector. This is like the starting zone of the economy. It's all about activities that use natural resources directly. We're talking about farming, fishing, forestry, mining, basically anything where you're taking something straight from Mother Earth.
Growing cotton, that's a textbook example of a primary activity. And why is that? Well, because it totally depends on natural stuff like rainfall, sunshine, and the soil to grow a natural product. It's as direct from nature as it gets.
Okay, let's level up and see how this all connects. Welcome to the secondary sector. This is the manufacturing hub, the crafting station. This is where we take all those natural products from the primary sector and transform them into something else through manufacturing. This is the world of factories and industry.
And this is a perfect example. We take a natural product, earth, clay, whatever, from the primary sector, and we use an industrial process to turn it into something totally new. Bricks, you see? From natural resource to a manufactured good. That's the secondary sector for you.
And that brings us to our third and final sector, the tertiary sector. Now, what's really interesting here is that this sector doesn't actually produce any goods. Instead, it provides services. Think of it as the support class in a game. It's absolutely essential because it helps the other 2 sectors do their jobs.
Exactly. This courier isn't growing cotton or making bricks, right? But he's providing a vital service, transportation. He's moving the goods made in the other 2 sectors. Other examples? Think about banking, teaching, doctors. They're all providing essential services.
Level 1 complete. Awesome. Now for level 2, checking the scoreboard. We know about the different sectors, but how do we actually measure how big the whole economy is? How do we keep score? The answer, my friends, is GDP.
To put it simply, GDP is the total money value of all the final goods and services produced in a country in 1 year. It's the grand total, the ultimate high score. It's how we know how big an economy is. But, and this is a big but, there's one very important rule when you're calculating it.
Okay, everybody, listen up, because this is a classic exam trap. When we calculate GDP, you only count the value of the final product. You have to ignore the value of the intermediate goods, the ingredients, because their value is already baked into the final price.
Let's just follow this biscuit for a second. The farmer's wheat and the mill's flour, those are intermediate goods. If we counted their value and then counted the final value of the biscuit, we'd be counting the wheat and flour twice. That's called double counting, and it's a big no-no. So to get the right GDP, we only count the value of that final biscuit that you buy in the shop.
Level 2. Done. You've totally got this GDP thing down. But now, for level 3, we're facing a hidden challenge. It's something you can't really see just by looking at the numbers. It's called underemployment.
So let me ask you this. If you look at a farm and see 5 people working hard, does that automatically mean all 5 of them are truly needed? Does being busy always mean you're being productive? The answer is, well, not really.
And here's the official definition. Underemployment, which is also called disguised unemployment, is when it looks like people are working, but they aren't actually working to their full potential. It's a huge hidden problem, especially in agriculture.
Let's just take the story of Lakshmi's family. There are 5 members working on their small plot of land, but the work could actually be done by just 3 people. So even if 2 of them leave and get a job in a factory, the farm's output, the amount of crops they grow, stays exactly the same. Those 2 family members were underemployed. They were working, sure, but their work wasn't actually adding any extra production.
Hidden challenge cleared. Nice. Now for level 4, where we learn the rules of the game.
See, not all jobs are the same. We can divide them up based on working conditions into two major categories: the organized sector and the unorganized sector.
Just look at the difference here. It's pretty stark. The organized sector, where someone like Kanta works, is registered with the government. It has to follow rules, which means you get job security, fixed working hours, paid leave, all that good stuff. The unorganized sector is the total opposite. It's mostly outside of government control. There are no rules, the pay is low, work is irregular, and there's absolutely no job security.
You are on an absolute roll. We're on to our final classification level before the boss fight, meeting the players. Here, we're going to look at who owns all the companies and businesses. Is it the government or is it private individuals?
Okay, let's break this down. It's actually pretty simple. The public sector is owned by the government. Its main goal isn't just to make money, but to look after public welfare. Think about the Indian Railways or the post office. The private sector, on the other hand, is owned by individuals or private companies, like Tisco or Reliance. And their main motive? To earn profits. That's it. The key difference is ownership and motive.
And just like that, you've cleared all the levels. You have the knowledge, you have the skills. It's time to face the final boss. Let's apply everything we've learned to some real-world data, just like you might see on your exam paper.
Okay, take a look at this data from a study in Ahmedabad. What's the story here? Well, a huge number of workers, 1.1 million of them, are in the unorganized sector. But look at the income they generate. It's actually less than the much smaller group of workers in the organized sector. This shows the problem perfectly. We have tons of people stuck in low-paying, insecure jobs.
And now for your final challenge question. We've talked about underemployment. We've talked about the unorganized sector. Now it's your turn to put it all together. Drop a comment below and tell me, why should we be so worried about underemployment in India? What does it really mean for our country's future? Give it some thought. Fantastic job today, you guys. Absolutely conquered this chapter.
Thank you for watching with us. See you next time.